it's me, Kelly, and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we are going to go over my summer TBR. I'm super excited because summer is like one of my favorite seasons next to fall. My birthday's in the summer, there's no school, it's just nice. You can sit at a park or lay at a beach and enjoy the sunshine. I absolutely love summer, so this is my second favorite season. And I feel like summer is the best time to read a book. So I decided to create a list of books that I would love to read during this season. And Minnesota was very summery these past few weeks until up to now. The temperature just dropped to like 40s, 50s when it was just 70, 80s last week. So I hate it. I'd rather go back to the nice sunny 80-degree weather instead of 40 degrees and raining. So hopefully that changes within the next week so I can start reading some nice books outside. But today I have a list of books that I would love to read in the summertime. I have a lot of romance, I have some fiction, I have all kinds of different genres, of course, and as well as some new releases that are coming out or are already out for my summer TBRs. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, I'm gonna first start with the books that I don't have or new releases, just because then I can yap about those before I show all the books that I did pull from my shelves. So the first book on my summer TBR is Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage. This is the fourth and final book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series, and I'm super excited because I just read Lost and Lassoed not too long ago, so I feel like it's fresh in my mind, and I feel like a cowboy romance small town is perfect for the summer. Her books are just so easy and quick to read. Like, I could read them within a day. So I've read most of her books actually in the summertime besides Lost and Lassoed, so I feel like it'd be perfect just to read it again. I read Swift and Saddled last summer, and I don't remember if Done and Dusted might have been in the spring. So I need to get Wild and Wrangled so I can finish up the series. And I'm super excited because she just announced her new series that she's starting, and I think it's called Soul Searching, the book. She says it's coming out later this year. I think it's later this year. I could be wrong. But that's my first book on my TBR. The next book I have is For the Record by Emma Lord. I actually have one Emma Lord book right behind me. It is Begin Again, but my friend really recommends Emma Lord, and so For the Record, loved the cover. It looks so cute. I actually received an ARC, so maybe I might read that sometime soon. But it's a cutesy little YA romance, or not romance, rom-com type deal, and the cover is what really pulled me into wanting to read this. And I feel like music is very summery. I don't know. That's what connects to me. I was like, this looks like a summer read, so put it on the list. There we go. And the last new release that I don't currently own is My Friends by Frederick Bachman. Now, I absolutely love Frederick Bachman's writing. I've been just kind of indulging in his writing. I've just read Anxious People this year. I read A Man Called Ova in last year, like end of summer. So he is coming out, or is out. I think it's currently out. I feel like I've connected to a lot of the books that I have read by him, so I'm super excited to read My Friends. I think this is another book I received an ARC copy of on NetGalley, so I should read that pretty soon, or I could just go and get it too, or borrow it from Libby. But definitely excited. I just love his writing, so it's just so easy to read, and I always feel connected with his writing, and he has this like quirkiness to his writing. That's what pulls me in for Frederick Bachman. So there you go. We're now gonna get into the books that I do own, and we're gonna go by genre. So the first genre and only book that I have in this genre is like thriller, mystery, horror type book, and that is Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins. Now, do I know any? It's like an island, I think. I remember. One island, 6 visitors, countless secrets. The cover is what really drew me in because of like it looks summery and tropical with the flowers, and I feel like a nice tropical mystery might be great for the summertime, but it's been on my shelf for a while. I want to say maybe like a year-ish, so I'd love to read it this summer. And I think it's like a vacation type book. I don't know. I've never read a Rachel Hawkins book, so I feel like this would be perfect for summer, and it gives summer vibes with the yellow cover with the pink flowers and like this green foliage. Is that the word? I don't think it is. Anyways, first book I actually own, not first book on the TBR, but there we go. The next couple books are gonna be like fiction books, or just like general fiction, literature, that kind of vibe. I have a couple. The first one is Normal People by Sally Rooney. Something about the green and blue just gives me summer vibes. I don't know, because the blue reminds me of water and the green reminds me of grass. But I know this is a TV show or series on Hulu, as you can see. But I have not read a Sally Rooney book. I've heard mixed reviews about this, but I just want to read it to see if I like it or if I hate it, to be honest. Like, because I've seen so many mixed reviews on this. I don't know. Who knows if I'll actually like this, but I put it on the summer TBR because it gives me kind of summer vibes with the colors. And I know it's a popular book and I should read it just to see if I like it. Maybe I won't. Who knows? The next book is If Cats Disappeared from the World by Genki Kawamura. Hopefully I said that right. I got this book at Barnes & Noble for $5. I literally saw the cat and was like, yes, I want it. But I heard this is like an existential crisis type book, and maybe this summer I want to have an existential crisis while on a beach or at a park or at a coffee shop or whatever. But it's super, super short, and it's supposed to be very kind of whimsical, magic realism type feel to it. But it's basically a postman reflects on his life he's lived. It's a moving story of loss and reconciliation, and of one man's journey to discover what really matters most in life. So I feel like I might have an existential crisis, but it has a cute little cat on it, and it's short, so I feel like, why not? Why not? And the last like fiction type book for the summer TBR is Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. I've never read a Kristen Hanna book, but I know for a fact her books are tear jerkers. They will make you cry. And for some reason, I just see these little people on the cover and fireflies, summer. This book just kind of tells me this should be read in the summertime. So I think it'd be great to read on like a summer night by the fire, or just like a cooler summer day. I could see reading this, but like I said, I've never read Kristen Hanna, but I've heard her writing is amazing, and once you read one, you want to read all of them. So I'm interested. Well, that's all I can say is I'm interested in her writing. So the next two books are fantasy books. One's a young adult fantasy and the other is adult fantasy. The young adult fantasy is Shatter Me by Tara Mafi. Is that how you say her name? I hope it is. I have no idea. But this book is like very, very popular on Book Talk, and BookTube. I have not read this. I just picked up this copy at Goodwill. I literally saw it and was like, what is this doing here? I have no idea what this is. Is this like a dystopian romance type thing? I don't know. I really don't know. All I know is everyone loves the guy from this book. Is that correct? I don't know. I got interested in this world of Shatter Me after reading Powerless, or I guess Fearless, and finishing that series. I got some recommendations of reading this after. So this might be a good summer read. Who knows? Who knows? Romance, all that. The adult fantasy book that I have, which hopefully I'm not blinding too much, is Throne of Secrets by Carrie Maniscalco. I read Throne of the Fallen last summer on my vacation, actually, or like right at the beginning of my vacation. So I feel like summer is a perfect time to read this, even though her writing seems to be more dark and gothic. But I absolutely love her writing. I just read Stalking Jack the Ripper, and she's just like one of my favorite authors. I have to read her work. And And this came out last year, so I want to continue this series. I know it's a thicker book, so it might take me a little bit longer to read, but I just love this world that she's created that started with Kingdom of the Wicked, and now she's kind of changed it to be more adult themed, which is really fun. So definitely will have to read this around in July, because that's when I read Throne of Secrets, this is Throne of Secrets, Throne of the Fallen. So kind of to line up when I read them, maybe like a year, you know, after. Alright, now the rest of the books in this video are gonna be all romance books. I feel like I said this before, but summer is just like the epitome of romance books, I feel like. So a lot of these give me a lot of summer vibes with the covers, or for some reason I'm just like, yep, this is a summer romance book. So, or just a book I really want to read in the summertime. Who knows? Kelly, why'd you choose it? Well, I'm about to tell you. Alright, I just picked this up not too long ago. This is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. This is like an OG book talk book, and I feel like the cover just screams summer with the flowers and all of that, with the little toucan and all that. I don't know, tropical. But I think, isn't it like an enemies to lovers type trope? I could be totally wrong. But I think this would be really fun to read on a beach. Definitely a like beach type read. And I am hoping to read Tangled Up in You by Christina Lauren, which is on my May TBR right now. So maybe this might be my first book by them. It might not. Who knows? If I can finish my May TBR, who knows? But I don't know if you can tell because of the glare, but there you go, The Unhoneymooners. Another one that just screams summer, because of course it says Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. This is just a summer book for sure, because it talks about summer, and the cover gives summer. It's a lake house. We have second chance. We have maybe a little bit of nostalgia. That's all I know from this book. I have not read the back, but I know Carly Fortune writes some summer reads. She has a new book coming out this year, pretty soon, called Golden Summer, something like that. But I found this at Goodwill, so I thought, why not get introduced to Carly Fortune with Every Summer After. The next book I have is The Setup by Lizzie Dent. This was on my TBR before, but I feel like this is perfect for a summer read because it is a summer romance that happens in this book. And it also has to do with a psychic. So that just sounds like a very interesting type book to read. Also the cover, we got like her laying in a pool or something with a little shark fin. Summer vibes, love it. But basically she not tricks a guy. Let me just read the back. It says, the last place, very average 31-year-old Mara Williams thought she'd be is on a solo vacation impersonating her fortune teller when she finally meets the one. Joseph, a gorgeous Austrian cellist, sits down for a reading, and before she knows it, she's telling him his destiny will be sitting in a pub in an English seaside town of Broadgate on the last Friday of August, and that her name is Mara, which is her. So she kind of sets herself up on this date. She sets it up, get it? So I think it'd be perfect to read in the summer. I haven't heard a lot about this book. I got it at Half Price Books. I think it'd be really cute to read. You can't have summer without baseball. I got this book at Books and Review. This is Stealing Home by Grace Riley. She's a sports romance author. She's got the book Breakaway, Wicked Serve, First Down. But I saw baseball and was like, that's summer. Why wouldn't I read a baseball romance in the summer? Obviously. And I think it'd be perfect just to read out in the sun, maybe at a park, maybe at a baseball game. Bring this book to a baseball game. Meet a baseball player. Just kidding. But definitely baseball, summer vibes. What else can I say? We have another sports romance. I would love to start the Windy City series by Liz Dunford. I don't have Mile High. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on that book, the first book. A lot of people say just skip it and go right into The Right Move. Luckily, I have The Right Move. I don't know, what is your thoughts? Should I read Mile High? Should I just jump right into The Right Move? This is sports romance series. I think each book is about a different sport, and I think this is basketball. NBA, yes, NBA is basketball. So sports, I think summer is just, you know, the time to play sports. And I feel like this series would be fun to get into. And the last and final book on my summer TBR is Wild Love by Elsie Silver. I finished Chestnut Springs not too long ago, and I am definitely ready to start her newest series, the Rose Hill series. So I definitely want to start her new series, the Rose Hill series. I am ready for the small town. I'm not sure, they're not cowboys, but I believe they're like single dads. Is that the trope that's in this? I'm not sure. I could be wrong. I don't do my research before I start. But I was recently gifted this book, and the pink just screams summer. Wild Love, like summer. So that's the last and final book on my summer TBR. Alright, I think that was about 15 books on my TBR, which I think is a decent amount. Who knows if I'm actually going to read all these books? Probably not, but I would love to. Like, in a perfect world, I would read all of these books. But we will have to see, and see if any of these books actually align with, like, my monthly TBR prompts. These got to be my priority picks, for sure, in the summertime. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts if you've read any of these books, if you recommend them. Maybe I'll push them higher up on my priority list. Or if these books are also on your summer TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and also make sure you subscribe. I post videos once a week, whether it's book-related content, lifestyle, vlogs, kind of whatever I'm in the mood for is what I post. So if you're enjoying what you're watching, please make sure you subscribe. That's about it. Thanks for watching. Bye!